Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today we wanted to continue with the Sapta Rishis, with the blessings of Radha Krishna, Radha Madhav, Radha Shyam Sundar Krishna Balaram, Gaunitai Shri Prabhupada, Gurudev. Yesterday we looked at Angiras Rishi, and this is now a second set of Sapta Rishis, and these were present mainly in the first Manu, Swambhur Manu. And Bhrigu Muni is a very interesting personality. So let's have a look at his, brief look at his life. Maharishi Bhrigu is not only one of the Saptarishis, 7 great sages or Saptarishis, he is principal amongst the Prajapatis. Now the Prajapatis, they were the progenitors of humankind, or life actually in the world, in the planet, throughout the universe, in fact. So they are like the fathers. Manu is the ultimate father, but Prajapatis help increase the population. Like other rishis previously discussed, Bhrigu Muni is considered Manasaputra, mind-born son of Lord Brahma. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna states,
Mahashinam Bhrigu aham Giram asmi ekam aksharam Yajnanam japa yagnosmi Stavaram Himalaya. Of the great sages I'm Bhrigu, of vibrations I'm the transcendental Om, of sacrifices I'm the chanting of the holy name Japa, and of the immovable things I'm the Himalayas.
So interesting, of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. So Lord Krishna is explaining where he can be seen in this world. And Bhrigu Muni is one of them. Brahma, the first living creature within the universe, created 7 sons for the propagation of various kinds of species. Amongst these is Bhrigu is the most powerful sage. So, along with Manu, Bhrigu contributed to Manu Samhita, Smriti. So Manu Smriti is like one of the first, it's a law of mankind. A lot of explanation is given by Manu in how one can live in human society in a Vedic way, which was constituted out of a sermon to the gathering of great sages in Brahmavarta after great floods in the area millenniums ago. Rishi Bhrigu is also credited with being the original compiler of predictive astrology, and he is the author of Bhrigu Samhita, the classic Jyotish Shastra. Bhrigu Muni's ashram was on the banks of the Vadusa river, a tributary of Drishadvati river near Doshi Hill, in the Vedic state of Brahmavarta, which is on the border of present-day Haryana and Rajasthan states. According to the Skanda Purana, Bhrigu migrated to Bhrigu Kucha, Bharuch, on the banks of Narmada in Gujarat, leaving his son Chavan at Doshi Hill. So we'll also have a look at Chavan Muni at some point. He's one of the Saptarishis as well. He married Khyati, one of the 9 daughters of sage Kadam Muni, although she is also known as the daughter of Prajapati Daksha. They had 2 sons, Datta and Vidatta. His daughter Shri or Bhargavi married Lord Vishnu. Bhrigu had 1 more son through Kavyamata Usan. This son was Shukra. Interesting. Learned sage and guru of the Asuras. So Bhrigu Muni's son is Sukracharya, who is a spiritual master of the demons. The sage Chavan was his son through Puloma. One of his descendants was sage Jamdagni, who in turn was the father of Parshuram, an avatar of Vishnu. Sage Bhrigu is mentioned in the Shiv Puran and the Vayu Puran, where he is described as having been present during the great yajna of Daksha Prajapati, his father-in-law. He supported the continuation of the yajna of Daksha even after being warned that without an offering for Lord Shiva, he would be asking for catastrophe on everyone present there. And when Sati self-immolated herself in retaliation against Nandishwar's curses, Bhrigu cursed Shiva's followers. So this is from the Srimad Bhagavatam. To become atheists, to be diverted from Shastric regulation, become addicted to wine and flesh, imitate Shiva by keeping long hair. So all these things have come to be true. How did they become atheists? Because they believe in the Mayavadi philosophy, that one can merge with God. Many of Lord Shiva's philosophy, because they follow Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya taught that one can become God. One can merge with God. And merging with God is regarded by Vaishnavas as being atheistic, because you want to become God. So it doesn't sit well in bhakti, in the bhakti tradition. Diverted from Shastric regulations, well, they would smoke bhang, things like that. Lord Shiva's disciples become addicted to wine, flesh, etc. Imitate Shiva by keeping long hair. See, Lord Shiva is a special personality, not to be imitated. Later, seeing Sati's ghostly attendants ready to kill Daksha, Bhrigu Muni invoked thousands of powerful demigods known as Rubus, and achieved strength from Soma, moon, who used the wood from the sacrificial fire to chase the ghosts away. This was possible because of Brahm Tejas. Later, Shiva's manifestation, Virabhadra, tore off Bhrigu Muni's moustache before killing Daksha. So this is again all described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto. There are several narratives about Rishi Bhrigu and the great fire yajna carried out under his supervision. One describes how many great sages were gathered on the banks of the river Saraswati to participate in the Mahayogya with Bhrigu, with the Maharishi Bhrigu present. All the great saints and sages could not decide who, out of the Trimurti of Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva, was preeminent and should be offered the designation of Pradanta, master of that yajna. Just excuse me. With the consent of all the gathered saints, it was decided that Maharishi Bhrigu would determine who was preeminent in this regard. So he was going to test Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. That was his mission, given to him by the sages at the yajna. Rishi Bhrigu decided to test Lord Brahma. He went to see him in Brahmlok. So remember, Bhrigu Muni is the son of Brahma. Yes, Prabhupada. Are you muted probably? Yeah?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Mataji. It's really interesting. I just heard something about tore the Bhrigu mustache. So why did he do that? And then you said they killed the
Daksha.
Daksha, yeah. And it was the Sankar who done it?
Sort of. He created a demon called Virabhadra. And that demon did kill Daksha. What happened was one time Lord Shiva was in an assembly with Brahma in the heavens. And at that time, Daksha walked in. And everybody paid their respects to Daksha because he's one of the Prajapatis, very powerful. Except Lord Brahma, because Lord Brahma is the father of Daksha. And also Lord Shiva. Now, Lord Shiva didn't pay his respects to Daksha, even though Daksha was his father-in-law. So Daksha is actually, in one sense, because his father-in-law is considered superior. But actually Shiva is more superior than Daksha, is more superior than Brahma. But Daksha got very offended and he cursed Shiva. He really became very offended, and Shiva left at that time. So then Daksha was organizing this big Mahayagya. But he did not invite his daughter, Sati. So Sati and Shiva are married. And Sati became very unhappy because not to be invited to the father's yagya. So she said to Shiva, I'm going. And Shiva said, don't go. He hasn't invited you. Why you want to waste your time? But Sati said, no, it's my family. I have to go. So with Sati went Nandishwar and everybody else. Lord Shiva's Nandini, Lord Shiva's entourage. Shiva didn't go, but Sati went. And Sati was insulted at that yagya because her father just ignored her completely. And she felt so insulted that she actually sat in the yagya and killed herself. Sati. Now, when that happened, when that happened, the followers of Shiva became very upset and they destroyed the Yagya Kund.
Oh.
And they went back to Shiva and told him what happened. Shiva, when he heard this, he became very angry and he created Virabhadra, the demon. And he instructed the demon, go and destroy. Yeah. So the demon went, he came, and even though these Brahmins were very powerful, the demon created by Shiva, of course, is always going to be more powerful. And he destroyed the Yagya Kund, he destroyed the mustache of Bhrigu Muni. He actually killed many of the people there, including Daksha. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
And
thank you very much.
No, that's okay. Daksha then, then Brahma went to Lord Shiva and said, look, this has happened, and can you not forgive Daksha? And he said, yes, of course I can forgive. Shiva is the kindest, most amazing.
Shiva is always kind,
Yeah. So then they got a head of a goat and they put it on Daksha. And he was alive again.
You're alive again. All right. Thank you.
That's okay. Rishi Bhrigu first decided to test Lord Brahma and went to see him in Brahmalok. Arriving there, Maharishi displayed utter disrespect to Lord Brahma on purpose. So he went to see his father and he did not pay his pranams. Lord Brahma became angry. He wanted to punish the Rishi, but Goddess Saraswati, the wife consort of Brahma, saved Maharishi from his anger. Then Bhrigu then cursed Brahma that no one will worship him in Kali Yuga. To this day, there have been very few temples devoted to Lord Brahma, the notable exception being the Brahma temple in Pushkar. Bhrigu Muni next visited Lord Shiva at Kailash Parvat. Arriving there, Nandi stopped him from going inside because at that time Shiva and Parvati were engaged in sporting pastimes. Bhrigu cursed Lord Shiva to be only worshipped in the linga form. But did he do a bit more than that? Anyway, we'll carry on. There's a little bit more, I think, to Shiva. Then, in order to test Lord Vishnu, Maharishi reached Vaikuntha Dham. He entered the Dham without Lord's permission and saw that he was taking rest. Maharishi asked to wake him up, but Vishnu was in deep sleep. On seeing no reaction from the Lord, the Rishi hit him on the chest. And the outline of that mark is known as Srivatsa. On realizing the Rishi had hit him with his foot, Lord Vishnu asked Maharishi, are you hurt in your foot? My chest is very strong, but your foot is not so strong. So he saw that Lord Vishnu was not angry at all. Seeing the decorum of Lord Vishnu, Bhrigu was pleased and declared him the superior amongst the three Deva. Goddess Lakshmi also witnessed the event and could not tolerate the disrespect displayed by Bhrigu towards Lord Vishnu. He cursed him that henceforth she would never visit Brahmins and they will all live in the absence of wealth. So because Bhrigu was heading the Brahmin community, Lakshmi Devi cursed that she doesn't like Brahmins anymore because this Brahmin kicked my Lord Vishnu. So that's why you see Brahmins generally are a little bit poor. Lakshmi Devi doesn't stay with them unless they worship Narayan. Of course, Lakshmi was always with Narayan. Hearing this curse from Mahalakshmi, Maharishi Bhrigu told her that the true purpose of visiting Vaikuntha, and his mission of testing Lord Vishnu. Lakshmi thus amended her position, saying that whenever Brahmin worships Lord Vishnu, he will be liberated from that curse. So with Lord Shiva, I think there was something else that took place. I think he insulted Lord Shiva with his words. That's right. With Lord Brahma, he insulted him with his mind because he didn't pay his obeisances. With Lord Shiva, he insulted him with his words. He said, Lord Shiva, you are, always covered in ash. What sort of person are you, And Lord Shiva got angry at him. And with Bhrigu, he insulted him with his act. He hit him, wasn't it?
Vishnu. With Vishnu.
Vishnu, he hit him. After this incident, Bhrigu Muni wrote his Brahma Samhita, Bhrigu Samhita, to help the Brahmins earn their living. Maharaj Bhrigu collected numbers of birth charts, wrote predictions for their full lives, and compiled them together in what is called today the Bhrigu Samhita. While much of the Bhrigu Samhita was destroyed over the ages, a few parts of this book are said to still exist in Hoshiarpur. Is it in Punjab? And I remember our Guru Maharaj, he actually went to this place and he got his horoscope. It's been written by Bhrigu yonks and yonks ago, ages ago. So Bhrigu could foretell who was going to live, who was going to come, and what they were going to do. And he wrote all of this down in this Bhrigu Samhita, the history of mankind. So you might find if you go there, your horoscope might be there as well. So this is the yagya that took place when Sati killed herself. So that's the end of Bhrigu Muni. Very interesting personality. Any questions, any comments?
Yeah, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
So you said, Bhrigu Muni, he was an astrologer. So where did he write the horoscope of important people?
Not just important people, everyone.
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 So it exists in India? Is it still there?
A portion of it in this place called Hoshiarpur. Let me just have a look. What was it called again? Yeah, if you go there, you might be able to, but I never recommend anybody to do this. Hoshiarpur. It's near Kapurthala, our Guru Maharaj's place, actually. It's not far.
So let's say if I go and then I have to look according to my time of birth and then I will find it?
Yeah, well,
wow.
What you can do is there used to be an old lady there who had some servants. I don't know if she's still alive. You give it to them and they would look for it. You'd send it to them by post or whatever the mechanism of sending it to them. And then, a few months later, if you're lucky, they'll find it, they'll call you and you go there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I know Shiv Dayal also has done this. I think he's got it. He's
who?
Shiv, one of our godbrothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll ask him next time I talk to him. I'll ask.
That's amazing. Yeah, ask please.
But you really don't want to know. Better not to know. Better not to know.
But
Sorry, go on.
sorry, you said a Bhrigu Muni. Yeah. I don't know. It was Lakshmi Devi took birth as his daughter. Do you know something like that?
I tell you who's. He had some amazing progeny, like Chandapani. Hang on a sec. Oh, his daughter. So he married Khyati. They had sons, Datta and Vidatta, and they had, yes, his daughter Shri or Bhagarvi. Yes, that's right. Married Lord.
Bhargavi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bhagarvi.
Bhargavi.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And they had another son, Sukracharya, with another lady. Yeah, and Chavan Rishi, who we're going to talk about tomorrow, also one of his children. So he's one of the progenitors of mankind. So from him came many species. No, not species, humans. Many amazing types of humans. Brahmins mainly.
Okay. Thank you.
Good. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Bhrigu Muni ki jai.